Earlier this year, the United States announced it will build a huge fuel storage hub in Davao, a busy and rapidly growing city in the southern Philippines. This move made headlines in Asia and around the world, sparking discussions about its impact on regional security and trade. The fuel hub means the United States will have a place to store large amounts of fuel, which can be used by both ships and planes operating in the area. The project is part of a bigger plan for closer ties and cooperation between the United States and the Philippines. The new fuel hub is more than just a storage site. It represents a significant investment in the region's future. It is a sign that the United States is increasing its presence and commitment in Southeast Asia. Davao is not only a large city but also a strategic location for both commerce and defense. The hub will likely serve both military and economic purposes, supporting trade and security operations. This is why many countries, especially China, are watching what happens next with great interest. For the United States, having a reliable fuel supply in the region is extremely important. It makes it easier for American military forces to move, operate, and respond quickly to any situation. At the same time, the Philippines hopes to benefit from stronger security and economic support from its ally. However, China sees this as a challenge to its own influence and interests in the region. In the following sections, we will look at what a fuel hub is, why Davao was chosen, and why China is so interested in this project. We will also compare the goals of the United States, Philippines, and China, and look at past events that shape today's tensions and future possibilities. A fuel hub is a large, secure storage area for fuel such as gasoline, diesel, or jet fuel, where massive quantities are kept ready for use. It works much like a giant gas station, but on a much larger scale, serving ships and airplanes that need to refuel quickly and efficiently. When military or commercial vehicles need more fuel to continue their journeys, they can come to the hub to fill up and get back on the road or in the air. This is especially important for long trips, particularly in remote places, far from home bases or regular supply points. Imagine a busy airport with hundreds of planes landing and taking off every single day, all needing fuel to keep moving. Each plane needs fuel to fly safely to its next destination. If the airport runs out of fuel, flights would have to stop immediately. The same idea applies for ships at sea, which also rely on fuel hubs to keep moving. They need to refuel regularly to continue their long journeys across oceans. A fuel hub makes sure there is always enough fuel nearby, so important operations do not stop or get delayed. Fuel hubs are often built in safe, easy-to-reach places near important sea or air routes for convenience and security. They usually have big tanks, powerful pumping stations, and a network of pipelines to move fuel where it's needed. Some also have special safety systems and emergency teams to prevent spills or fires and respond quickly if needed. These hubs are used by both military and commercial groups, but in this case, the focus is mainly on military needs and operations. The new hub in Davao will allow United States and Philippine forces to stay active in the area for much longer periods of time. They will not need to return to faraway bases just to get more fuel, saving time and resources. This makes their operations faster, more flexible, and much more effective overall. The new hub will be a major advantage for both the United States and Philippine armed forces. For the United States military, quick access to fuel means their ships and planes can stay in the region longer. This is important for patrols, training, and even disaster response. The Philippine military will also get benefits. The hub will give them more reliable fuel supplies, which helps their Navy and Air Force do their jobs. They can protect their own waters and respond faster to emergencies, such as storms or search and rescue missions. The hub can also serve as a place for joint exercises between the United States and the Philippines. These joint drills help both sides learn to work together. Stronger cooperation means they can act quickly if there is a crisis in the region, such as a sudden clash at sea or a natural disaster. Finally, the fuel hub may boost the local economy. It will create jobs for Filipinos in construction, transport, and security. The presence of United States forces may also bring more business to local shops and hotels. China is paying very close attention to the United States' new fuel hub in Davao, Philippines. One major reason is that this development could shift the balance of power in the region, making things more unpredictable for everyone involved. With a new fuel hub, the United States can keep its military forces nearby, well supplied, and ready to act at a moment's notice. This increased U.S. presence could limit China's freedom to move its own ships and planes in the South China Sea, an area it considers vital. The South China Sea is already a hotspot for tension and frequent standoffs. China claims almost the entire sea, but the Philippines and several other countries also claim parts of it, leading to ongoing disputes. The United States has often sailed its ships through these waters to show they are open to everyone, not just China. With more fuel available nearby, United States ships can spend even more time in the area, increasing their operational reach. China also worries that the United States is building a network of bases and hubs around its borders, tightening its strategic circle. This project in Davao fits perfectly into that pattern of expanding U.S. influence. China sees it as the United States trying to contain or block their rise as a major power in Asia and beyond. Some Chinese leaders say this is unfair and threatens peace and stability in the region. There is also fear that accidents or small clashes could quickly turn into bigger, more dangerous fights. If ships or planes from the United States and China get too close, there could be mistakes or misunderstandings. Having more United States forces stationed nearby makes these risks even higher, raising concerns for everyone in the region. The United States, the Philippines, and China all want different things in the region. The United States wants to keep sea routes open and safe for trade. It also wants to support its friends and stop any one country from controlling the whole area. The Philippines wants to protect its islands and sea. It wants help from the United States to keep its waters safe and to stand up to bigger countries. The Philippines also hopes for more business and investment from both the United States and China. China wants to expand its own influence. It wants to control the South China Sea and build its power in Asia. China also wants other countries to respect its claims and not bring in outside powers like the United States. These goals often conflict. The United States and the Philippines work together to push back against China's moves. China tries to win support from other Asian countries and to weaken United States influence. This creates a lot of competition and, honestly, sometimes tension. The Philippines and the United States have a long history of working together. They have a defense treaty that says they will help each other if attacked. The two countries often hold joint military exercises and share information. In 2016, the Philippines won a case against China at an international court. The court said China's claims in the South China Sea had no legal basis. However, China ignored the ruling and built more bases on artificial islands. This made many people in the Philippines angry and worried. At the same time, there have been many incidents at sea. Chinese ships have blocked or chased away Filipino fishing boats. The United States has sent warships to show support for the Philippines. These actions sometimes lead to tense standoffs. Despite the tension, the United States and China still trade a lot with each other and with the Philippines. However, the military competition is growing. Each side is trying to protect its own interests and win friends in the region. Other countries in Southeast Asia are watching the new fuel hub closely. Some, like Vietnam and Malaysia, also have disputes with China in the South China Sea. They may quietly support the United States move, hoping it will help balance China's power. Locally, many people in Davao are hopeful about new jobs and business from the project. Some are also proud that their city is now important for national security. However, others worry that Davao could become a target if conflict breaks out. The Philippine government has welcomed the United States investment. Leaders say it will help the country's defense and improve ties with Washington. At the same time, they say they want good relations with China too, because of trade and investment. For ordinary Filipinos, peace is the most important thing. Many people just want safer seas for fishing and trade and hope their leaders can avoid war. There is also some concern about the environment and safety near the fuel hub. The new United States fuel hub in Davao is a big step for the region. It shows that the United States and the Philippines are working more closely together. This could help both countries protect their interests and keep sea lanes open. However, China's concern shows there are real risks. If tensions rise, misunderstandings could lead to conflict. At the same time, having more United States and Filipino presence may stop China from taking even bolder actions in the South China Sea. The project also shows that countries in Southeast Asia are not just watching from the sidelines. They are making choices to protect their own security and future. The hope is that stronger cooperation will bring stability, not more danger. In the end, the new fuel hub is a symbol of the changing balance of power in Asia. How the United States, the Philippines, and China handle the situation will shape the future of peace and security in this important region. Beyond the headlines and international strategies, the new fuel hub is also making waves closer to home. For many local businesses in Davao, the project brings fresh opportunities and new challenges. The steady flow of ships and personnel could boost demand for everything from food supplies to logistics and construction services. Small businesses, such as transport operators and local eateries, may see more customers as the hub attracts workers and visitors. On the other hand, some worry about rising prices and increased competition. As outside companies move in, local entrepreneurs hope they will have a fair chance to grow alongside international players. The city government is already looking into ways to support homegrown businesses, ensuring that the economic benefits reach the wider community. While the fuel hub's main purpose is strategic, its presence is set to transform Davao's economic landscape. If managed carefully, it could become a catalyst for new jobs, skills development, and long-term prosperity for the region's people. As Davao adapts to its new role, the city stands at the crossroads of global politics and local growth, ready to shape its own future. While the economic promise of the new fuel hub excites many, it also brings important environmental questions to the forefront. Large-scale construction along Davao's coastline means changes for the local landscape and delicate ecosystems. Marine life, mangrove forests, and fishing communities could all be affected by increased ship traffic, potential oil spills, and industrial runoff. Environmental groups are urging for strict safeguards, pushing for comprehensive environmental impact assessments, and transparent monitoring. The city government, together with international partners, has pledged to follow global best practices, implementing oil spill response plans, modern waste management systems, and habitat preservation efforts. Still, some residents worry about long-term risks: air and water pollution, loss of biodiversity, and the impact on traditional livelihoods. The challenge will be balancing economic growth with environmental stewardship, ensuring that progress does not come at the expense of Davao's natural treasures. As the fuel hub rises, the world will be watching how Davao navigates these challenges, striving to become a model for responsible development in a changing world. As Davao's fuel hub takes shape, its impact stretches far beyond local shores. The project stands at the intersection of two global giants, the United States and China, both eager to secure their interests in Southeast Asia. Analysts predict that the hub could become a strategic asset, influencing shipping lanes, energy security, and diplomatic ties across the region. With American and Chinese companies vying for contracts and influence, Davao may find itself navigating a delicate balancing act. The city could become a testing ground for new partnerships, or a flashpoint for competition. How Davao manages foreign investment, resource control, and regional cooperation will send ripples through ASEAN and beyond. Looking ahead, the world will watch closely. Will Davao become a model for international collaboration or a stage for rivalry between superpowers? Only time will tell. One thing is certain: the choices made here could help shape the future of the Indo-Pacific, making Davao not just a local success story, but a key player in the unfolding story of global power dynamics.